And I'm Gwen Peterson, founder of Spiritual Communities Network. And my sidekick, Denise Flood, is nowhere to be seen. And it's kind of funny in and of itself because she's just, I'm sure she's going to bounce in here and she's going to have quite the little story to share, as she always does. So in the meantime, I guess I could give you a little bit of what's Gwen doing? Where's she at? What's happening? Well, I'm sitting here. There's Denise. There she is.
Can you hear me?
I was just telling everybody, I'm like, she'll pop in.
And you know that moment when you think, oh, I'm all good to go and I've got plenty of time.
And then you get sidetracked and you're like 10, 20 minutes later, you're like, what was it I was supposed to be doing? I know it wasn't folding clothes.
Well, even worse than that. I came back around to sit down and I don't know if you could see my diffuser. I go, why is it off? Because I just filled it. And then I look closer and I see water all over my wooden, whatever this is called, because I forgot to put the little cap that goes on inside before the fancy glass. I mean, so
it was sitting bubbling water
like
everywhere.
10, 20 years I've been diffusing, but today.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. So did you get it all cleaned up?
I did, and voila.
I'm sure that wood is now conditioned and has a wonderful aroma.
And I put Kid Power oil on. I'm like, I need all the help I can get today while keeping it fun.
There you go. And what are we humming to? What's the name of it?
Oh, let's see. We got to come up with a good one, but I don't have it in my head right now.
No, the oil. What oil did you say?
Oh, I thought you said a tune. Oh, hold on. Everybody just give me 1 second. I'm going to open my ears and calm myself down.
Focus. Maybe a little too much oil today.
Maybe it's too much Kid Power because it's hitting my funny bone, but that's what we're here for.
I was just getting ready to share with folks while I was waiting for you is the noise from upstairs. You know, I've moved into a condo over the last year and a half. I've been in this condo and it, tends to be seasonal people, right? So for the most part, it's quiet, but you have that season, those few months when people come down and my neighbor's back. And sometimes I feel like I'm eavesdropping because it's like, what are you doing up there? And like today, it sounds like she's bowling. It's like you hear something go boom on the floor, and then you hear brrr across. Are you bowling? What could you, you'll hear weird noises and you're like, what could that possibly be?
If she has a cat, could be knocking something off and then rolling it across the floor.
Well, yeah, I guess I don't know if she has a cat or not. I don't think she does. I mean, seasonal people, I don't think they necessarily travel with their pets. I don't think, especially cats. Cats don't like to
unless you're in an RV. Maybe.
No, I think it's
an old
lady rolling across the floor.
When we thought about getting an RV after they had the fires out here, and then I thought, oh my word, you need in that little small space, you need a kitty box. And then at that time we had our 2 fur babies, so 2 doggies. And then it was like, how much patience do I have?
Yeah, in the short term, it's not like I think I mentioned when Irma came and I was like, we're out of here. And so then the family decided to join me, which meant the dog and the cat were going too. And the closest, there was an app we were using that actually, when you have to evacuate, there are some really good apps for that. Like there's, because for that situation, and I don't know if it was unique for that situation, but there was like no gas, right? Florida, for whatever reason, had no
Right.
gas anywhere.
Oh, yeah, Florida. I thought, okay, I'm going to tell you, I just saw a meme that said WTF. And I'm like, why would you
Welcome to
put that
Florida.
up? Yes, welcome to Florida. It's like there's a storm, so automatically there's no toilet paper, there's no gas.
Yeah, so yeah. So here you got like thousands of people. You have this mass exodus out of Florida for Irma. And we used an app that said where the closest hotels were. And you could filter it for pet friendly, which a lot of hotels have gotten really good about that because, this is when to tap on. In previous storms, people would abandon their pets because they knew they couldn't take them
Yes.
to a hotel. So hotels have changed that now. So if you are evacuating, most hotels will let you bring your pets.
I actually, and don't quote me anybody, but I thought they passed a law that in an evacuation situation, that was that hotels had to accept you.
You know, but that might be a Florida thing because
Right,
we had to
right.
evacuate. The first hotel we could find that had vacancy at all was Mississippi. So actually, it was right on the edge of Louisiana, Mississippi. We ended up staying in Gulfport. And I don't know, for those who don't know Gulfport, that's where Katrina hit. And that, you talk about really a bizarre thing is to be in a hotel, kind of hanging out from a hurricane in a hotel that was demolished by a hurricane. In their lobby, they have on the wall how high the surge was.
Wow.
It was like 20 feet. We took a
It
picture of
just
our
makes me
daughter
chills.
standing next to it, and she just looked like this big compared to how high the water would have been. It was crazy. But we stayed so we stayed back to the point. We were staying in a hotel room for a few days with a dog, a cat, and 3 people.
Ah,
For the short term, that works, but you wouldn't want to do it for any length of time.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So how was the rest of your week?
The rest of the week it went pretty well. It went pretty well. There was some oh, to share craziness. You do stuff on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Have the Nigerian princes found you yet?
Wait, okay. Someday my prince will come.
And he won't be on Instagram. Trust me, he won't find you there.
Oh no, you didn't answer, did you?
I went ahead. No, well, here's the thing: is about they're big call rooms, right?
Right.
And so they're big call rooms, so they get mailing lists somehow, and they sit and they just try to
Snag
win
somebody.
over
Try
people
to
who are less confident in themselves, right?
let's put some bait around and see who comes to my trap.
So yeah, so I had noticed an uptick probably in the last week or two of Instagram followers with men's names, but they were weird men's names. Like they'd be like Harry Bumpkiss 1 2 3 4. Like,
Okay, like
okay, Harry.
okay.
And I just left them. I just left. They popped up as following, and I was like, whatever.
Right. I
But
have to
then I
laugh
started
because
getting messages, both in my inbox
right.
and his comments, and I was like, okay, just ignore them. But the ones that were in the inbox were getting in the DM were getting really kind of. Well, they would start out they would start out almost legit, where they'd be like, "Hey, you posted this. That was really interesting, blah, blah, blah." And they'd have like a conversation. I'm like, okay, this person, maybe it's a legitimate person. So I would respond. And then they would start this, oh, now they want to talk to you every 10 minutes of the day. And I'm not on Instagram every day, right? I'm only on there for a very short window. And so yesterday, they must have upped their game. They must have their room leader must have said, "Up your game," because all of a sudden, a bunch of them showed up and started getting really aggressive regarding why I wasn't responding. What did they do that I'm not responding? Because I was just ignoring them pretty much. And I was like,
There's a block button.
I did. So I went on and I started blocking them, and then I was like, if I had the time, I should have just sat and jerked their chains for a little while. But I was like, I really don't have the time to do that. So I just blocked them. And last night, as I was drifting off to sleep, I'm like, I probably should go in and just remove all the weird named, or not that they're really weird, the sketchy names. I should just remove the men sketchy names, because let's face it, you and I, we know who our ideal follower is, right?
Right.
Tends to be women over 45. Not gorgeous white men with nothing better to do.
It's when they send you the text that sounds like, and you get it from, oh, you have such an interesting profile, and I really love the things you post.
Yeah.
I'd really like to be friends, but I couldn't add you. Could you add me, please, on your actual post? And I see it, and not only on mine, but they'll do it to people who comment on mine. And I'm just like, yes, we are attractive and we are interesting. You are so wonderful to acknowledge that. Yeah.
or there's, so yeah, so I just decided to block them, and not taking on any Nigerian families at this time to support.
You could have said something like, it was the way you misused the verb in the past tense in a present tense sentence. And I just have to only communicate with people who are grammatically correct.
Well, my group tend to be, they must have Grammarly or something. because
there's none of that. Okay, that's old.
They're not.
School.
It's not
that's
that. But it's this aggressive. Why won't you talk to me? What's wrong with you? Why are you like that? Why are you being that way?
Oh, that's so.
Can't you be a nice person and just talk to me? All I'm doing is talking to you.
Oh,
and I was like,
wow. That's so creepy. I don't like thinking that there's
I know exactly the person you're fishing. It's like, you know who they're fishing for, right?
Right.
People who are really have a bad self-esteem thing. Yeah, creepy.
Yes, that's not very funny. Let's change the subject.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw in one more funny person. The other ones I love and get blocked are my husband. They're like paragraphs of how, their husband left them and they were dying of some disease, but Dr. So-and-so saved them, and God bless Dr. So-and-so. You don't get those?
No.
Okay.
All right, let's take a minute and tap on this and clear this energy for you.
That's another one that pops up, and and I can always see them because they're like a paragraph long. So I go in and block them. I've seen them show up on other people's stuff too, so I know it's just not me.
It's not just you. It is an interesting thing that I was talking to somebody about that, and it's like, oh, how they lied to us when they said, oh, wait till when the computer age is, you're going to have so much free time and everybody's going to have time to play, and everything's going to be automated. And how I bought into that big lie.
But see, I did. It's not so much I bought into it as much as I agree that to me, because the other day I went ahead and I was sitting there going, wow, I've got my, 'cause I'm an automation girl, so in tech and somewhat a little techie, I guess.
Yes, you've taught
So
me quite a few things.
so I had my iRobot, my Roomba,
Oh,
my
I have
vacuum
one.
cleaner.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I had my automatic vacuum cleaner was running. I had a
That is
load of I
fabulous.
had a load of wash going.
Meet the
I
Jetsons.
I had
Woo!
the dishwasher running. My coffee pot was percolating. My microwave was warming something up. And there was something else going on. And I was like, look at me.
All while
And I was
Mercury was
grocery
in
and
retrograde. I am
and
so
I was
proud of
grocery
you.
shop. I'm sorry.
All while Mercury was in retrograde. I'm so proud of you.
And I was grocery shopping.
Hats off to you. I don't know, man. Woo.
I love my shoppers.
I do. Oh, okay. Yay. All right. I was thinking, oh my word, you're that efficient.
No, I had shoppers.
Oh,
And
that's so good.
while all that was happening, I was putting together newsletters.
That is so good.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if free
I don't
time
mind
is
all
what
my
I got.
appliances. I don't mind all my appliances and everything. It's the thing like you're talking about where um, some people, not everybody, because I have wonderful and understanding friends that I've had my entire life that understand if I don't call them in a month's time, that I have stuff going on and that they should call me. Or when I call them in a year, we don't skip a beat. But it's the people who don't understand that life happens or respond the way that I don't know, your hecklers or spammers are, that it's like, man, I wish I could just because when people think you're available 24/7, that's the just because you're able to, like, I had somebody calling me at 12 I'm like midnight. I'm like, I don't know what time it is in your neck of the woods, but I didn't say that then. I said that the next morning, but I'm like, I grew up, you called after 9 a.m. and you didn't call people after 9 p.m. Really, it was kind of 8 because
I was gonna say 8, and then you said 9. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you could go as late as 9.
You're good friends, or my coffee buddies would know, okay, she's up. I'll text. Well, now they're like, I'll text her, see if she's had her coffee yet.
My phone is on do not disturb mode from 10 to 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. Although some people would think it's the other way around.
Yeah. I was going to say, wow, I know you were doing it just in the morning, but now you've done the whole day. Wow,
I take the whole day off.
I do. I set mine to sleep mode, so only my emergency contacts can contact me after that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. And then all the notifications don't go off either. There's a good tip for everybody today.
Yeah, and another tip is if somebody is on your social media and they're putting pressure on you, chances are they're a Nigerian prince, especially if they're a good-looking white guy.
and they have what you go sometimes on Facebook when people do that, they send a friend, I'll go look at their picture and then I'll go look at their profile and they'll have one picture and be like, yeah, okay. But just talking about pictures, I had no idea that you could do this on your phone. I was at a client's house yesterday and she asked me something. I said, I have a picture of that. And I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling, trying to find the picture. And she goes, do you know there's that little search icon? You can put the word in dresses, and every picture that you have in your phone with dresses will come up. Because I was like, what? I have been like, and then accidentally click something, and then you got to start all over. So I am like in a whole, I have extra time now because I know how to find my photos.
Well, the Nigerian princess can do the same thing. and you might end up as a meme in one of their things that they're chasing down somebody else.
Well, I'm just thinking that then, like if I find that, maybe I can figure out a way to monetize it. Like, oh, you owe me, what is that? Royalty for using my image.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that one. You let me know how that works.
All right. I'm
That could be the response.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's so
Hey,
good.
I recognize that picture. That's my whatever. I'm gonna start charging you for it.
Right. These are my royalty fees for use.
Yeah, I know Misty will listen to on YouTube. There's a couple of people, and I think on Reddit too, that they'll jerk around with those people. They'll especially the phone call ones. They'll like record the phone calls or the emails. Where the emails are all funky. The sentences don't make sense, like you were saying, and those are hysterical to listen to. Where they're just like, they're like, oh, you're going to be thrown in jail because you owe money to the IRS. The police are on their way now with a warrant to take you in. And you'll hear these people, and they're like,
I have
oh my gosh, so what do I do? What do I do? I don't have anywhere to hide. What?
Oh, that's so funny. Like,
It's hysterical because the one guy that Misty listens to, and I can't think of his name, he does it so that he ties them up so they can't make their calls. So he'll sit and just mess with their heads. Like they'll be like, well, what is your name? My name? What do you mean my name? Your name. What do people call you? Oh, they call me all kinds of things. Like
oh, yeah. Gone are the good days, because you can't, you know what, I wonder how we could fix this. There should be an app for this. You know how when you used to be when you're at home and you had the old-fashioned answering machine and you'd be like, I'm going to let it go to message and see who it is first. And then they're talking, right? We can't do that on this.
No.
Although it does show you the numbers, but you can't because
And then I coded my sound ringtones to people too. So like if you're
what's mine?
I think your ringtone is happy, shiny people.
I love
it. Because I have people that I really want to talk to get happy, shiny people ringtone. Shelby, Misty have their own individual. And then there's another one for people that are like work related. And then there's then for if you're not in my call list, it's the Twilight Zone call.
Oh, how funny. Oh, I love that.
Just so I don't have to get up and look,
Right.
I can tell from across the room if I want to talk to you. And if it's happy, shiny people, I'm like, ah!
That makes me happy. I love that.
Oh, you know what? If I can backtrack to our last week one. Okay, so I put in a comment for anybody who listens to this later, because there's a lot of people listening to us later. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe that's where the Nigerian princes are coming from. So anyway, I corrected myself, on the whole spirit
I
doesn't punish us thing, and because it doesn't punish us. They were giving me a heads up. If you go for this butter, you're gonna burn yourself, lady. They should have went there with it first, but they didn't. They just said no. But anyway, you responded with the song you were trying to sing, and I meant to listen to it, but I got caught up. I had to get misty or something. But I'm gonna have to go back because I have to hear the song that you were trying to sing. It sounded
Oh
more
yes,
like
the Fievel
Somewhere Over the
movie
Rainbow.
from Fievel. Yeah, somewhere out there. And you know what? I had to have that conversation with like 3 people after we got off to make sure that I had the right what the name of the movie was. Because and there's a sequel for people who are interested.
Okay. For all
Yeah.
those Fievel fans out
Fievel
there.
fans.
Fievel fans.
Yeah. It's a heart-touching movie.
I got thinking about it, and I might have seen one of the Fievel things, but you know what? It didn't. I just don't think it wasn't something. With Misty, she loved the whole Pixar thing and Disney, so it's the different ones, Monsters University and stuff. So like that whole stringer of them. So they got played a million times. So I know those frontwards and backwards.
I'm watching you.
But like I got this little clutch bag thing, and I looked at it and I go, Misty, doesn't this look like what's his face from Monsters University, Sully from Monsters
Sully, yeah.
University? She's like, yeah, kind of. I'm like, it's fuzzy, it's purple, it's got green. So anyway,
We love that. That was a family one that we watched a lot. And every once in a while, when Krista's over visiting or something, she and Michael, it's one of Michael, like Michael loved that movie. I don't know
Bible.
why. No, Monsters Inc.
Did you see Monsters University?
Yes, yes. I love it. I love
That's a
it.
good one.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I love those. I love all of that stuff, like Inside Out or
Oh,
uh,
Inside Out is such a good one too. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, they've got a
Mm.
stringer of them that are really good. I'm trying to remember the most recent one. The soul one, the
Oh,
jazz
yes.
player.
Oh my
One with
word.
the jazz player.
Yes, that one was so good. Everybody recommend tune in next week to find out our latest animated movie suggestions.
Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll talk about which ones we like the best. We can visit. We might have to research it a little bit so we remember all the names and stuff.
I think I will have no trouble watching animated films because that's what we were talking about. We don't get the Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and those are,
yeah,
those are just so well done. They're
yes,
thought through. They don't treat their audience like they're idiots. Like they don't
right,
have to explain everything. They
right,
they they do their thing. It's got a deep core to it, and they let their people. They're like they'll get it. They'll follow
right.
this. We don't have to spell every inch of this out to you like you don't know what's going on. And I appreciate, you know what? I appreciate a movie that doesn't have to go where a gun goes off, the guy falls to the floor, and then somebody says, "Oh, somebody shot him dead." It's like, really? I wouldn't have gotten that.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Over explaining.
yeah, some things don't need to be said, I don't think. Oh, what a deep well that one is. Well, we're coming up on 30 minutes. I guess it's time for us to wrap up and say goodbye. I'm Gwen Peterson, Spiritual Communities Network founder, and you are
Denise Flood from Change Your Frequency, Change Your Life.
Visit our websites. Slide into our DM.
Don't disguise yourself as a Nigerian prince, though.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Love you all. Love you, Denise.
Love you. Have a
Take
great
care,
weekend,
sweetie.
everybody.
Yep. See you next week.